Hello, this is Joy in the Office of Engagement and Annual Giving, and I'm going to be telling you today about how I put events on the alumni, parents, and friends calendar through the university system. So to get to the alumni, friends, and parents calendar, you just go over to the UVA homepage and you click at the top calendar. Now the calendar button that will show is the on-grounds calendar, and that's not what I'm interested in. So I'm going to go down here to other calendars and alumni calendar, and this will be the alumni, parents, and friends calendar. To put an event on the calendar, I go over to the left hand side to manage events. This is the NetBadge login, and I have two icons here. I can add an event or I can manage event. I usually put events on from the emails that get sent out. I can also put an event on the calendar from the event registration form itself. In this example, I'm going to use an email that was sent out. First thing that I do is I go to the calendar and I make sure the event is not already on the calendar. And I'm looking for Dallas. I don't see it, so I'm going to go ahead and add it. Click Add Event. First thing I need is a title, and that's going to be the club name. You can just copy and paste. And then a description of the event. Usually you can take it directly from the email itself. I'm going to change this one up a little bit. I always want to put periods after the U and the little a. I'm going to make sure that it's clear it's men's basketball. The men's basketball versus UNC game watch. I'll take that part apart. Next thing I need is the date and time. The date is Monday, January 20th, so we'll select that. And the time is 6 o'clock p.m. And you always want to make sure you check the AM and the PM. It will default to whatever time of day you're putting an event on the calendar. Since I'm doing this in the morning, it defaulted to AM, so I'm going to make sure that I change that to PM. And I'm not going to change this information about the time zone at all. If I knew how long this event was going to be, say it was 6 to 9, I could put 3 hours in here for a 3-hour duration. Since it doesn't have an end date, I'm going to say no duration. And then the description, you can just copy and paste straight from the email or from the event registration form. I always try to make sure that it says alumni, parents, and friends are invited in some sort of way in the wording. So I'm going to say alumni, parents, and friends are invited to a, and then paste. We have 1,500 characters for the description field, so you can usually put a lot of information in here. The club location, again, can be just copied and pasted from the e-blast or the event registration form. And you can only do it one line at a time, unfortunately. The club contact, you always want to put usually a club leader of somebody that if anybody has any questions, they can contact this club leader for more information. Sometimes it is included in the e-blast. In this case it's not, so I'm just going to say for more information, please contact, and then I'm going to go to the event registration form and find out that information. And it is housed at the bottom where it says event contact person, event contact email. So I'm just going to copy and paste that in. The registration URL is where we're going to put our registration link. We want to make that a bit.ly link. So I'm going to go over here. This is the registration form as it appears. When somebody clicks on the button, I'm just going to copy and paste that URL over here to make a bit.ly link. Copy that. Come back over to my calendar entry and just paste the bit.ly link in right there. Location will always be off grounds, and contact will be see description. That's kind of our defaults. And then you'll just go in and put in as much tagging information as is appropriate. So this event is taking place in Dallas. I'm going to click Texas. It's a Virginia sports event. It's a networking event, and it's a social event. And I'm going to choose the club that it's associated with as well. Once I've got all my tagging information in, I'm happy with it, I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to click Add Event. Once it's been added, it'll say it's been added up here. I can go back to the calendar page and refresh the date that the event is happening. And I see it in my list right here. This list is, the events are alphabetized by, no, sorry, not alphabetized, are put in order by time. So my event is at 6 p.m., so it's going to be first in the list. And it's based on East Coast time. Then I just look at my event, I make sure that I'm happy with everything, it's clear, there's no typos, it's all very easy to read. Now that I'm happy with it, I'm going to go put it as a post on our website. So you have to be logged into the website before you can post any. This is a private form that Alec built for me. I'm just going to copy and paste all the information that I need. So it's happening on the 20th. Club is Dallas and Fort Worth. If there's no registration link, you don't have to put anything in there. And I'll show you what to do with that on the back end once I've submitted the form. Sometimes there's extraneous characters that come over from the calendar when you're copying and pasting. I'm not sure why. Just delete those. So I'm just going to go back in here and put a space in so it's easier to read, and I'm going to take out these random characters that came through. The excerpt can just be a shortened version of the description, so I'm going to just copy and paste this part of it. I'm not going to do the whole sentence. You can do as much or as little as you want in there. Post tags are these topical area tags. You just copy and paste those. So we do actually want to put it in the right spot. Post tag spot, not the excerpt spot. And then the event type, we have a couple of different options. Educational cultural will be any kind of a speaker event or anything that's educational like a book club. Athletic sporting event is usually a game watch, a tailgate, something that revolves around athletics. Networking social is a networking or a social event. It's kind of our catch-all. If it doesn't fit in any of these other categories, it's a networking and social event. Volunteer service is CAB cares, volunteer events, or board meetings. And the mission events is student send-offs and student parties, or anything that has to do with a college fair, or anything that has to do with the admissions process. This is a game watch, so it's going to be an athletic sporting event, and then just click submit. Accept that. And I'm going to go over here to the dashboard and click on posts. Now that I've submitted the event, I'm going to do a couple little tweaks to it to make it, and then I'm going to post it onto the website. Edit. The first thing I want to do is associate this with a club. So I can just search for Dallas. Click the club it's associated with, and I'm also going to set a featured image. And I'm going to do a basketball image. If I couldn't find, there's some like sports images are in here, some speaker faces are in here. If I can't find an image that's not more topically appropriate, then I'll just put in a picture of the city. I'm going to pick the generic basketball image. If I didn't have a registration link, I would take out these two words that say register now, because they're not, if I don't have a registration link, I don't need the words. They don't link to anything, so I would just delete those. I do have a register link for this event though, so I'm not going to change that. Just go ahead and publish. And this might take a few minutes, so while that's thinking, I'm going to go over here and show you how I would put this event on a Facebook post. Now the only things so far right now that we put on Facebook are speaker events, or if it's a signature initiative of the club's program like the student send-offs. This event would not normally go on the Facebook, so I'll show you how I'll put it on, but I would not actually save it. Alright, it looks like, so I just go down here, and you have to be an administrator on the UVaClubs page, and click events, and then create event, and again I just copy and paste all the information straight from the calendar link. This time I don't need to split up that, but I do need to take out these extra characters. Details, there's everything in the description box. I've had some issues with location, so I'm going to wait and do that last. I'm going to do the link for your tickets. put in the date and time. Because this is in Dallas, I'm going to change this to Dallas, which makes it in Central Time, so it shows up right on their end. And I'm also going to do add targeting for location. Sorry, I'm going to go over here to all locations and change this to Texas. And then I'll put in my location. Sometimes the calendar will time out if you're looking at an entry for too long, so you just have to go back and click on it again. I'm going to do my location. Delete all this extraneous stuff. And if I was going to save this, I would hit create down here. Now I'm not going to save this because it's not a speaker event, but I'll still hit cancel. And then if I did create this event, I could also add a picture, and I usually put the city picture for where the event is going to be held. Alright, so our website post has saved. I'm just going to go and look at post, view post, because I want to make sure that it looks alright to the end user. And it looks good, everything looks fine, the register now link is on there, the location, the picture, we're good to go. So that's how I do calendar entry, and it is a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.